Hey everyone, welcome to Trade with YLR. I hope you had an amazing day today. Despite it, yesterday I've been quiet, not covering any stocks. I've been working on this intro, discovering Adobe Premiere and OBS a little bit more for live streaming. So I'm back. The last weekend has been a bit horrific, and that emboldens me to make extra effort to show hope that there is great opportunities to financial freedom, to self-fulfillment, accomplishment, that you don't need to riot in order to survive. You just have to be smart enough, see the opportunities, and I want to play this role right now because the world needs hope. Alright, now that my speech is done, today my scanner picked up 24 opportunities. Excuse me. This morning I did a podcast where I covered, okay, let's do this. I just close this. I did a podcast and covered FM, right? I also covered FR. And I did not cover MEG, but I'll show you. I did a rotation of my stocks today. Let's start by MEG. MEG is an oil stock. Okay. I know some people hate oil these days, but there are tremendous opportunities. Oil went from, $30 to minus 40, and now it's back at 36. Excuse me, wrong way of measuring. And now what we're seeing here today on MEG, and I caught it early. I got very lucky because I'm watching about over 100 and some stocks. So I picked it up just about here. Now we're here, but this thing is breaking out of a wedge and solid, so I'm expecting this if we just go and measure 59. You see, this is how precise technical analysis is. 59, 85, 60, just about, I expect it will pop there, 60% gains. Picked it up today. Dumped it somewhere around, picked it up again and dumped it again, and that's how trading is being done. It's get gains, take profit, move somewhere else. When a specific chart tells you to sell or buy. And so my scanner picked up this trade, FM, First Quantum Mineral, which is a fantastic company. I covered it this morning because it triggered last Friday parabolic SAR, and 23% triggered, 23%, So resistance is here, and we can see the resistance. We can actually see it. You don't even have to do the symmetrical triangle if you know how to find resistance. However, there is this gap here that deserves to be filled with time. Right now, we're currently filling this gap right here. And we have on the daily this MACD cross, which is totally positive. So anyways, First Majestic, not First Majestic, but First Quantum, good trade, upcoming 6 EMA, 20 SMA, Golden Cross, obviously resistance, massive resistance at 1315, so 1350. So this is a short-term trade. This is not a long-term trade. So what did I flip today? Today I rotated FR, and I'll show you why. First Majestic, for multiple reasons. Because this morning I covered it and I said, looks like there's resistance here. And this morning I saw the knee jerk, and then I really expected this to punch through. I really did, but it knee jerked. So that's where I pulled out. And that's where TA is so important. It's knowing where resistance, support is, and knowing your patterns. So when I looked at the chart, sure, there's a big uptrend on the 4 hour, the 50, Golden Cross, the 200. This may spike back. I don't know. Let's go on the 2 hour. It was overbought on the 2 hour. Most likely overbought on the 1 hour also. Maybe First Majestic will take, yeah, it was overbought on 1 hour. Will take a couple days, maybe a week to recover from this, consolidate type of move. But what I wanted to show is this pattern. There was a big pattern right here called what we call the rising wedge. And I became aware of it this morning while I was charting. And I was like, I bought just about here. Short-term trade in a rising wedge. And I actually had no clue about the RSI. But now that's obvious. Afterwards, it's obvious. The pattern is there. So I drop here somewhere and rolled in MAG. I love MAG because MAG is fantastic oil play. I can't talk about the fundamentals. I just like the company, how it moves, and when it moves, it's explosives. 10% gains, 15, 20% gains, sometimes 30% gains in a day. But those are rare. So what were my trades again? Other trades today. I was in NDM. Oops. Northern Dynasty. I'm a bit disappointed how I managed this trade. It was overbought here. And I bought more on technical trading here. I should have known better. I'm totally honest. I got greedy, but that's okay. My plan is still very profitable. I managed to exit everything today very profitably. Now it bounced on the 6 EMA. Based on what I saw on the 15-minute and 1 hour chart. Let's go 1 hour. I'm sure I saw that on the 1 hour. Okay, no. 15. Did not even pop on the 15. So this thing is most likely going back to 147. I dumped just about here. So I limited my loss and it's going to bounce under 200. I'm pretty convinced of that. And so I rolled in all this money, all these funds in FM and MEG. I rolled in a bit of fun on LAC, Latin America, because I like the company. I know it's more of a long-term play than a short-term play at this point, because they started mining lithium in South America recently. They got the permit, the mine is operating. I don't quite follow the story, but yeah, I like this company. It's very I know the story of the company. I've been in it for a while. What I'm a bit not concerned, that's the 4 hour chart. Yeah, so 4 hours is a bit overbought. But what I like here, long term, so this is a long term perspective. I'm not talking about trading here, it's perspective. It's the 6 EMA in pink that is golden crossing the 20 SMA. So what's the 6 EMA? It's an exponential 6-day trending average. And the 20 average is this. So the 10 is going down, but you got the 6 exponentially quarterly. That's quarters. So long term investment. I have a small amount, I think like $5,000. If it pulls back, what's my strategy tomorrow? Sell, maybe lose $200-300. That's okay. It's part of the strategy. Go small, then go back, add it when it's more stable, more keep losses small. This is actually a war strategy. You know, once in war, most generals, when they lose 10% of their effectives, they pull back. Staying in combat after a loss of 10% is pretty much a sign of, you know, it's a bad sign. But what I like here, let's stay on the positive side, because this world is so messed up and we need to shine light. What I like here is the 5200 golden cross on the 4 hour chart. When's the last time we've seen this? Let's go back in history, 3 years. We've seen this in 2020, so early this year. Seen this last February. What happened when these lines cross? Magics happen. Magics happen. Magics happen. So this is where I come in play, is to show you something positive in life, in this world of chaos, so you can benefit from this chaos. That's my goal, and that's why I'm just sharing this freely to everyone. You know, yes, on the daily we're a bit expensive, but that's okay. When I say expensive, I talk about the RSI, but I know Ailey's Lithium America, this thing can go very, very strong. Let's just see here. So what's the potential here? Trend is saying 725. So maybe there's an 11% gain here if the downtrend here doesn't break, but I think it will break. Just because, excuse me, on the daily, the upcoming 50 to 100 golden cross. That's my guess. That's my guess here. And I'll show you something else, because I know a lot. Not to sound like all right, so here we're in a massive gold cup handle move. We broke out last December of the cup handle move, tested back, now going back higher, and we got this resistance right here. And this is an old chart, by the way. This is not new. It's not something I drew. It's just, I keep my charts for a very, very long time because I like to see what I've done in the past, and my work in the past like tells me about the future. So we got parabolic SAR right here that wants to trigger. But what's excessively interesting is these 6 EMA here that's about to golden cross the 50, but the 10 and the 20 are converging. The 10 wants to golden cross the 20. So yeah, like this is fantastic. On the monthly chart, this is excessively fantastic. So this is not a short-term play. This is a couple weeks play. Expect this Lithium America you know, to go test again $12, $13. That's 98%, but what I see is much more than this based on this trend line right here. If the true breakouts come, you got 300% gains. 300% gains. I'm not pumping the stock, but that's just like technical analysis 101. Technical analysis 101. 300% gains. Okay, so let's go back to my scanner. I talked about MEG, I talked about FM, I talked about FR, AGG. I have no clue about this company, but there is clearly a 50-200 upcoming golden cross today. We triggered the parabolic SAR. MACD is rolling up. AAG looking great. Volume is a bit low, but you know, these stocks, the gold stocks, are not popular very much. So let's go weekly. Weekly is looking fabulous. You know, we were under the 50 SMA. Now finding support on the 50, imagining there's a pop. Actually, I think I see a pattern here. Again, I remind you, I'm live charting, nothing else. I have no agenda here. I'm non-biased regarding these things. I don't even have shares in most of these. This is just my scanner picking this up. I can't quite pinpoint the pattern here, but I see something. So let's go monthly. Monthly chart looks like, if it breaks out of this, looks like there's a lot of upside. A lot of upside. This thing could be going to $7 and it's at 37 cents. You know, in the penny land, nothing guaranteed, because they all live on the hopes of finding gold. I studied mining engineering. You know, you send geologists make I don't even know how to say this in English. Faire des carottes. So take drill samples, drill, analyze what's the core, the content of the core samples, and based on that, then they're gonna go build a mine. Made a fortune in penny stocks, lithium penny stocks, back in 2016, 2017. Nemaska Lithium, LEC, like I mentioned earlier. So there's a lot of risk in these things if they don't show results. Obviously, AXU, upcoming 50-200 golden cross on the daily, very exciting. Let's go back a bit in time. I mean, I'm telling you, there is opportunities these days that, you know, the world did not see for a long time. These are dark times, and this is where gold shines. This is how it rolls, and nobody gets it. Not the big banks. Nobody gets it. Anyways, so AXC. Let's go weekly. Okay, so there's a bit of resistance here because of the 200 and the 50 death cross. So I could be a little bit worried about this, but given the price of gold where it is, I wouldn't be worried too much. I would probably just go. You know, investment is all about like risk management. That's what it is. So manage your risk. There is a huge, actually, let me just show you here. The volume increase. Barely any volume here. But look. Look at the volume. These things here. So volume has been picking up since December. So there's definitely interest in AXU. So you want to check that. BAD. I heard that ticker BAD. Badger Daylight. I have no clue what these folks are doing. But clearly breaking out. Clearly breaking out of a triangle. %. Parabolic SAR triggered 19%. Say 19. Symmetrical triangle, right? Because trading is so easy. It goes back to a skill that we've been taught in primary school, and that is geometry. Geometry is all something that we forgot with years because it's been taught so long ago, but it's so predictable within stocks. It's crazy. It's mind-blowing, actually. It makes trading so easy. Let's go on to weekly. Okay, weekly was oversold, obviously, like in BAD. Now we have this 50 that is on the weekly that is most likely bad on the long term. Oh, talking about bad. Anyway, so I'm just gonna leave it here because it's bad for a long-term trade. DMG blockchain is actually picking up. Yeah, so we got the 50 here, upcoming 50 to 100 golden cross on the daily, pop out parabolic SAR. Weekly could pop to the 200, maybe more if it pops to more like in 2018. But I don't know the company, so I'm not gonna waste much time. I'm not very interested in blockchain. I'm actually much more in favor of gold, because gold is real, gold is tangible, and I feel that since people are rioting for tangible stuff, nope, the psychology here. People are rioting for goods, stuff that they can feel. So I feel that people will be investing in stuff they can feel, palpable stuff, minerals. So FEC, I have no idea what this thing, it's oil stock. I don't really care about this company. I have no idea what this company is. Never saw the name before. Chart doesn't look that great either, but this one is starting to 50 to 200 SMA upcoming golden cross, Galaxy. Let's go into weekly. Oh yeah. Okay, so yes, we have the 200 resistance, but once this pop, like this is going parabolic for sure. Monthly. I am assuming this is suspicious, this trading here. I am assuming this is pre-IPO. They bought a shell company. So this history is not certain, but it could act and play in the charting. So you have to think about that. I'm a bit tired. Second podcast today. So 50 GNG Golden Goliath upcoming 50-200, very exciting parabolic SAR trigger on today. 15% gains, 300 shares traded. MACD cross GNG. Where's my pen? I always try to do these live because it has to be the future of showing that things are real. Things are not pre-made to show potential gains. So yeah, okay, so 50-200 in December, golden cross on the weekly. Let's go monthly. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. The 6 CMA golden cross on the 50 monthly. You got the 200, the 50 is starting to rise. Beautiful. You see the waves. You see the waves. All right, so let's count these gains, potential gains. Again, I'm not advising to buy any of these stocks. I'm just showing the potential. If you have the risk, the nerves, GTE, the nerves to invest. Because investing contains risk. GTE oil stocks. Okay, oil got killed, clobbered seriously here on the daily. It's been consolidating. Parabolic SAR triggered today. Let's see weekly chart. Very killed, like it was killed here. Yeah, MACD cross. Do your risk management. That's my best advice. AUK. Penny stock, gold and diamond. That's never seen that mix before. I've seen the ticker before, but you know, it does tend to do big spikes, so could be they just need to find a diamond somewhere. AUK. Hive. Okay, Hive, the big Hive. Okay, so and I sort of saw that Hive has been the biggest, one of the biggest pump on the TSX venture when blockchain was rocking and everybody was laughing at me when I said it was not going where everybody was laughing at me here, just because of the history of the chart. Because I had the pre-IPO chart, and everybody ignored that because chart is data, and data is power, data is freedom. So bunch of people, of investors, loaded here at like what, 60 cents, and basically just like pumped it, and then just dumped on everyone. But now that we're back, so that's the pump and dump thing, you know. You see like here the 200 and the 50 were very close. So this shell company was actually perfect. This is a perfect buy of a shell company, playing the chart, playing the resistance, support of a shell company. The person that bought this shell company was brilliant. I don't know if they saw it this way, but it was brilliant. It was genius from a technical analysis perspective, because you had a spike in that caused the 50-200, and then you got all the chartists like, you know, in. But now what we're seeing is the MACD that is picking up, and you see like the 6 EMA golden crossing the 20 SMA on the monthly chart. So it seems like this has legs now. Hive, IFP, lumber. I've been calling lumber for a couple of weeks now. All the resources are great. In fact, I called WFT, if some of you like remember. WFT breaking out. Here, you know, just breaking out, or just about to, wants to. Canadian stocks just got clobbered. That's what it means. KL upcoming 50-200 golden cross on KL. Parabolics are triggered. Would I throw money at this thing? Maybe a little bit. I hate the 6 EMA on the weekly, and the 10 SMA seems to want to death cross, which leads me to, sorry, sidetrack, but which leads me to this chart right here, because KL is a big player on HGD, which is a short on gold miners, and we see a rise in volume in shorting the gold stocks, the gold miners, which some of them are a bit expensive. Let's go with ABX. That's Barrick Gold. My famous friend, well, not famous friend, but someone that I know was actually pumping Barrick at 40 bucks. And I was looking at the RSI on the monthly, and I was like, it's outside the Bollinger Band. RSI overbought. Odds are, you know, not happening just yet. It needs to go down to the 6 EMA, 30 bucks, and then I would buy. It's always funny when mainstream starts to talk about famous gold stocks. Barrick is part of the TSX, one of the few gold stocks that is part of the TSX index. So I guess it's a leader, it's an indicator. But yeah, sure, long term, the 50-200, the 50 SMA, you know, it's going up. Obviously, it's going to go up, but it's not a buy necessarily on the short term. So a much better edge. Oh, it's not edge. It's a much better bet is HGD is actually shorting the gold stocks, or going long on oil. That's what it seems to be playing right now, which actually confirms the fact that I got out of NDM, I got out of FR, First Majestic, and juniors are starting to pop, so money is rolling. Kodiak, always Kodiak copper. So copper could be picking up too. Cup handle move here. Let's see. Kodiak cup handle move. Yeah, clearly. Cup handle. Cup handle, parabolic SAR. Boom. Shooting up. Great buy here. 50, 60 SMA, 10 SMA, 20 SMA, upcoming golden cross on the daily. Upcoming MACD cross. Nice rise on the volume. Kodak. If you want to take pictures. Kodiak. Oh, sorry. Taking note here on this one. KDK. If only I had more cash. KDK. KL, covered that. MRO. MRO, huge gains today. 20%. Awesome day for them. Parabolic SAR. Obviously, MACD cross. Huge volume gains. Let's see what they did on the weekly. Weekly, we see a resistance here. Warning sign resistance on 200 SMA, but the 50 on the long term is acting as support. So if you have what it requires, you can invest now in the hopes of the bigger gains. Would I invest just now? Is it the best entry point? I am not sure. Do your risk analysis. NSCI. I have no clue what this thing is, but I don't like the 50-200 gold death cross and the fact that they're parallel, acting as resistance. So I'm not gonna cover this stock. OPS, UpSense, no clue what this thing is doing. Totally no clue. So next, OVT, Vision Tech. Nice looking chart, obviously on an uptrend. Parabolic SAR, MACD. Okay, on the weekly 5200. Okay, the 200 SMA is here. About 160% gains left in this play. RSI is overbought. RSI was overbought here, so it could be a bull trap. Put your stop losses if you want to get in. OVT, OVV. Yeah, so oil stocks crashed, rising again. Parabolic SAR. I was in this play, dumped it. I don't know. I think somewhere around. Then it crashed like solid, like a stone. Sometimes it feels good to be stoned because you can rise again. So on the weekly, 60 MA about to golden cross, the 10 SMA. Monthly is still oversold, so there's still juice. You see parabolic SAR did not even trigger on the monthly. So yeah, there's still juice in this thing, lots of juice. The theory is that with all the inflation, all the money printed, is that actually oil is going to 100 and beyond, just because you have to measure everything in life in gold, including oil. The price of oil needs to be priced in gold, not dollars. That's the only unit of reference. So the only unit of reference, remember this, you buy a chocolate bar, you have to price it in gold, not in dollars, to see its real cost. So OVV, PTK, called that one a couple months ago. I don't remember exactly when, I think it was February or something. But obviously going for a run here. The 6 EMA about to go and cross the 20. I'm not in this stock, so I can't comment clearly on what they're up to, but there's clearly a 50 to 100 golden cross on the weekly. Very exciting. Let's give a bit more perspective here. Very exciting trend here for a more long-term perspective. Monthly, come on, let's go. Yeah, totally. The 600, the 60 MA golden crossing the 50. You see here what happens. You know, this leads to huge move. PDK, YLR, call it first. Well, maybe not first, but called it. Huge gains ahead. Yan called it first. You know, 250% gains, 300% gains type of thing. PTK. Taking note. PTK. SCZ. Upcoming 5200. It's pretty obvious. It's unless it goes back down, but the 50 looks strong. MACD weekly. Oh yeah, weekly is looking actually pretty strong here. Yeah, that looks good. I don't know what SCZ. Oh, silver. You see, that's where things are starting to come all together. Silver is a constant. Gold is a constant in the penny land. The penny land is the land of the free. Sorry, I don't want to use like terms of America right here, but you know, right now these are moments where you can claim your financial freedom with these penny stocks. And that's what I'm trying to sell here. Well, trying to show you the opportunities that this crisis has created. SCZ. Beautiful stock here. SCZ. Beautiful, IPO'd in 2013 at the top of silver, you know, had this massive run and ran to the ground, and in 2016 silver popped again, but you see, this is where the anomaly is happening. In 2016 we can go, okay, let's go silver. 2016 silver just popped a little in 2016. This thing popped, and this is where charts are amazing. So did the company really lose that much value over the years, or was it just a trend line that acted as resistance, and now all this value is compressed? It's like a coil compressed, but the value is there, and once it breaks that resistance, hey, I studied in mining engineering, so I know what resistance is. once that resistance, that force, once we get the momentum, okay, let's show this chart. It's time for that chart. When silver goes to 50, and it really, really, really will. Trust me on that. I'm pretty convinced. When it goes to 50, this thing is going to at least $2. At least. Because there is no resistance, there's no SMAs, there's no nothing. There's a bit of resistance here, 400. Man, this thing is 450. This is a 4 to 15 bagger. SCZ. Trust me. It's just chart. It's pretty simple. SCZ. FFX. Looking great. I don't know what this company is into. 3 million shares traded today. Obviously, floor trade. 50% gains. 50% gains? Okay, yeah, it's half a cent. Gotta love pennies. Let's go on the weekly. Okay, it has to break the 50 here. Obviously, there was a reverse split here happening. Let's go on the monthly. Yeah, big reverse split. There was maybe this was pre-IPO. I don't know. There's literally no volume, so that's possibly pre-IPO. Gotta love those shell companies that are being sold. Providing all this history of data. So, looking great. I'm a bit exhausted right now. 50 to 100, pop the parabolic SAR already on a upswing. Let's see. Weekly. Quarterly. Let's go big. Okay, I like the fact that all these SMAs are golden crossing here. Got about 60% of juice left in this one. After, if it breaks out, like obviously infinity and beyond, and that's where the FOMO gets in. This is the last one I will cover. Obviously, way oversold on the daily. Western AIM. I don't know what this company is all about, but it looks like a bottom triangle. Parabolic SAR trigger. Weekly. Parabolic SAR. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not interested in the last stock. It's just a BMO ETF, ladder preferred, whatever. Bottom line, stay safe out there. Don't promote hate. Just love. There's no real common logic at trashing, even protesting. As soon as you start protesting publicly, you know there's looters among you. You know that. I've done my research. It led me into some very horrific website. And this left wing, I don't really like to talk about politics, but it led me to some very interesting left wing anarchist website where it listed every single news about an upcoming riot, promoting violence, promoting chaos. This has been brewing. It was just waiting for a spark. May 1st was May Day. May Day, which is a socialist day. It's the day of the workers. And very few people notice, I guess, or most people forgot about this. It's a socialist day. It's the day of the worker. And May Day, what's May Day? It's Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. I need help. Help. The people need help. So that was a trigger word, and that's why all the confinement protests started. It started on May Day. We've been sold fear, we've been sold war, and the anarchists have used these war analogies to rise up. Literally rise up. So now we're tasting the fear that the authorities sold us. We're tasting it. They're the ones that sold us this fear. I don't know if there's a theory conspiracy behind all this. I mean, all this fear started to be sold on Friday the 13th. Think about all this. It's pretty scary if you add all that together. Maybe I'm crazy, I don't know. But let me just pop a calendar here. I think in March. Or March, February the March 2020, February the 13th. I think I was in Georgia back then, the country, and that's when they started to sell the fear, the panic, global world panic. So is there force? I don't know. I really don't. I hope not. But the fact that it's aligned with May Day, May 1st, there's a lot of signs that align. But anyhow, that's a different topic. Not for charts, but for very analytical people that want to dig in the rabbit hole and are willing to go in the rabbit hole. But until then, I'll go try to think about some other stuff, because this is mind-boggling. I'm a very analytical person, and this leads me into very dark territories. Charts are much safer, and I hope that you see financial opportunities that you can benefit from this chaos in a very legal way, so that you don't have to go loot for your future. Good night.